Before you scroll, you might want to hear this first. Y'all be out here crying, snot-nosed, begging God for help. Then he send it to you in the form of a real one and you get slick at the mouth. You prayed for an angel. Then you cuss them out like they work for a debt collector. Boy, if that ain't peak human foolishness, I don't know what is. Let me give y'all a real moment, alright? I'm about to have surgery on my shoulder soon, right? Never had surgery in my life. I ain't gonna lie, I got spooked. That phone call, it shook me. You start thinking about all kind of prep talk stuff. Post-op, healing, rest, pain. Is my will up to date? All kind of stuff. It's a hard season, but guess what? I've seen God pull me out of so many other storms, bro. I wouldn't dare question if he's not gonna be there for me again. He always been the same, even when I wasn't. But here's what y'all don't talk about enough. The way he sends people. Y'all keep looking in the sky for miracles, but the blessing knocked on your door and gave you soup. And worse, you missed it, disrespected it, because they didn't look the way you thought they would. You don't get to pick the package when you ask God for the delivery. Some of y'all fumble angels because you thought they came with wings. They don't come in wigs and Walmart hoodies. That's soft helmet behavior, respectfully. Like spiritually short bus vibes. You slow, but swear you deep. Let's start with the one who built me spiritually. Roz. That's mom's right there. Not by blood, by divine assignment. The blueprint for real love and real correction. She gonna lift you up spiritually, emotionally, and she gonna still cuss you out if you moving reckless. Roz will lay hands and lay hands, you feel me? She'll drop a Bible verse, follow it with a throat punch, then pray over the bruise. And guess what? That's love. That's what covering looks like. She don't just talk about healing, she lives it. And I thank God every time she pulled me out my ego and reminded me I still had purpose. Then there's Miss Nancy, my longtime therapist, my safe place, my soul chiropractor. When I moved to this old raggedy old state at 27 years old, I was lost, confused, identity shattered. God slammed me right in her chair. I didn't know who I was or where I was going, bro. But I knew I had to sit on somebody's couch and unpack what the streets couldn't fix. I was in it for a long 6 years, and she walked with me, and still do to this day. I laughed in that office, cried in that office, probably broke every HIPAA law possible in that office. I think the only thing I didn't do was break dance, because the Lord knew I pulled a hamstring. She ain't judge me, she ain't pity me, she gave me room to unravel and build back stronger. As a man, as a believer, as a black son of God, that's an earth angel. Now let's talk about the one who lives right across the street from me, but it might as well be heaven sent too. Miss Gail, my neighbor, my spiritual auntie, my unofficial ring camera too. She got that kind of eye that catch everything on the block and in the spirit. She'll text me about my Instacart delivery like, hey, your delivery man didn't follow your instructions. Lower that tip. That's a real one. Watch it, dog. Big mama type energy. But let me tell you what she recently did. I had to go get back injections, right? Real little goofy little procedure, whatever. Sedation, vulnerable moment, right? And guess what? I ain't got no family out here, right? No cousins, no aunties, nobody, right? Just me, God, and this rug I call a dog. Yeah, I'm talking about you. But God had me covered because Miss Gail looked at me one day and was like, boy, I got you. Man, we left early. That lady had peace and everything with her in her car. I thought she just was going to drop me off. She sat in that waiting room like I was her own son. Waited for me to get done and everything. Helped me to the car. We ran errands and everything, bro. I was woozy, kind of drunk, eyes crossed and everything, bro. But she made sure I got home safe, and she ain't stopped there. An hour later, she called me over. Come over, baby. I got something for you. Bruh, I walk over there. This lady done made a full home-cooked meal, bruh. Cabbage with sausages, Big Mac and cheese, and bread pudding. I came inside and cried, bro. Straight up. That's what they don't be telling you about therapy, bro. It start to unlock emotions you can't really control. I ain't cried none of my 20s. Now in my 30s, I'm crying on two could play that game. Like, what? I saw that movie 561 times, bro. And because, like, I eat the same thing, right, because I try to stay in shape and keep looking sexy because I am sexy, I ain't had a real soul food meal like that in a long time, bro. I'm so used to that air fry going off in 18 minutes, bro. I tasted that food, man, I could have died. But to feel that kind of love when you down, that's ministry, bro. That's divine. Hebrews 13:2. Do not forget to show hospitality to strangers, for by so doing some have entertained angels without knowing it. What Big Pop in the sky trying to tell you? God is testing how you treat the help, not how loud you cry for it. You asked for comfort, but when it came in a form you didn't like, you rejected it. You wanted guidance, but couldn't handle the correction. And you out here talking about God didn't show up. No, he showed up, all right. You just had an attitude. And your attitude straight out the short bus parking lot. Soft helmet type energy. Brain still buffering. I'm not telling you this to flex. I'm telling you this so you recognize when God sends you someone real. An earth angel ain't always loud. They ain't always dressed like a pastor. They come as therapists, as moms, as neighbors. They show up with casseroles, cash app deposits, correction, and care. And if you mistreat them, if you fumble that blessing, you're going to find yourself alone wondering why God ain't talking. He did. You just told his messenger to mind their business. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all going to get to heaven, bro. And God going to pull up that CCTV when you talking about some, oh, it was so hard I couldn't do this. And he going to point straight to that camera. 8K resolution, whatever the highest refresh rate is. And say, I sent you help. Why you treated them like that? You crip walk all over them like OT Genesis. Treat these people right, bruh. Humble yourself to value these relationships. Stop tearing them up because of your insecurities or whatever issues you got. People ain't perfect. People do wrong. But stop acting like you Judge Judy, Judge Joe Brown, or even Aaron Judge and be holding people's feet to the fire. Because God didn't do that to you. My church people, I might be wrong, but didn't God say forgive 77 times 7 or 777? However many times, all I know was it was a lot of times you're supposed to forgive. And stop following people that get you to go against God. Goofy. That's the easiest way to go play volleyball in hell. Shout out to my mama. She gave me a new Bible, you know what I'm saying? Now look, I usually don't read to y'all, right? But I just had to because of the times we in. Oh, and I wasn't one of them kids everybody used to get an attitude with when they used to call on your name to read. I could read. I'm in 1 John chapter 3, verse 10. Pay attention. This is how we know who the children of God are and who the children of the devil are. Y'all getting quiet now, huh? Anyone who does not do what is right is not God's child, nor is anyone who does not love their brother and sister. Right. Not how you feel. God lives in righteousness. Not how you feel. Stop following people that take you away from your earth angels. Stop following people that take you away from God. Because if you ain't doing right, you're not a child of God. Goofy. Next time you pray for help, check your attitude when it arrives. Because if you cuss out the answer, don't be mad when heaven gets quiet. Now that message, you will love.